Hey, Rod Ryan here. Welcome to Storm Mountain Training Center. Today's segment, we're going to go over basics of long gun fundamentals. Right off the bat, we're going to talk about how to mount up the gun, body positions, and how to square yourself away so you can get a quality shot off every time. The key component to any long-range rifle shot, whether it be for hunting, sniping, or competitive purposes, is consistency. Everything you do has got to be consistent time to time, shot to shot. The more you're consistent, the better you're going to be. One of the things that we need to talk about right off the bat is how to mount up the gun, but before we do, let's talk about the component. The rifle has to be level, all right? There's a lot of folks that have levels on their guns. It's a good thing to have, or if you're used to seeing your reticle in the scope, you can pretty much eyeball it and get pretty precise with just your eyeball. The next, good solid front support. Now, one of the things that we see with shooters coming here to the school is they'll mount their bipod, doesn't matter what brand, but the bipod is floppy. And if it's a floppy bipod, it just adds a problem area to recoil management. I mount mine up so they're firm. I actually have to force mine left and right to get it to adjust. If we are on a side of a hill, for instance, and I do to adjust, all I got to do is force the gun over and I can get a level gun. That's very important. Second, length of pull has to be proper for you. As we pick up this gun, one of the very basic ways to check for length of pull is to put the gun in your elbow, reach up and grip. If you can get your trigger finger fine on that concept, it's an old shotgunner's trick, it's pretty much good to go for your body size. The next is how we mount the gun. We want to be as in line with the muzzle as we can. It should go muzzle, action, shoulder, your strong side shoulder, left or right, doesn't matter, down the side of your back. For me, I'm right-handed, my right ass cheek and right out my right heel. Okay, and I'll demonstrate that. Get comfortable on the gun. Just like any other high backstrap grip, handgun or carbine, you want to get a high here and a good trigger finger location where you're not going to drag your finger across the side of the stock, and you're not going to have too much or too little trigger. That'll throw your sight off. All right. Now, the reason we want you straight in line is because it gives you a consistent recoil. As the gun recoils back, it'll pop up and come back down. Now, I'm being over exaggerative here, but it does come up and come back down, and you can land very close to right where your aiming point was. If I change my body position to an angled, as I recoil here, the gun will have a tendency to pop to the right for a right-handed shooter. Okay? If that takes you off your aiming point, you might not see that you've impacted the target or know you need to have a subsequent shot. Okay? Let's go ahead and take a look at how this looks live. In closing, consistency is the key to success. Precision is based on your ability to hold that muzzle as close to perfect as possible. In line with the gun, my muzzle's moving 1/4 inch to 1/2 inch. Offline, I'm moving 1 to 3 inches, give or take, based on recoil. So at 100 yards, yeah, it's only 3 inches if we consider the minute of angle concept being 1 inch at 100 yards, 2 inches at 200 yards. All right, but at 600 or 700 or 800 yards, I could be off as much as 6 to 12 inches at each shot. Check us out at stormmountain.com. Click subscribe. We'll see you next time.